Hello, everybody. My name is Luke Mears, and here's my proposal for the module of research and professional skills. Before we start, here is some information about myself. My name is Luke Mears. I am currently living in Port Talbot, and if you don't know where that is, I would say it's probably 5-10 minutes drive away from Swansea to get your rough bearings around it. I am currently studying in Cardiff Met University. I am I'm a second year student here. I am quite educated, got all my GCSEs, everything, but I have been educated up to a IT BTech degree from Gen College. I have a high passion for video games themselves, and I also have a strong curiosity on how they were made, or how they were made. So this means that the concept for the game was made, all the way through to how the game finally looks for the public eyes to see. And here's an image for me from a couple of years ago. I have changed a lot. Here's some previous works I have done in my past over the last year or so. Outside of university, I have dabbled into building some very simple video games in both 2D and 3D. Most of them are in Unity. While the while inside university, we've done some projects. We were tasked to do some 2D projects. With the first image, this was a game that was made in a group project which included myself. It was called Blaster Man. This was done in our first year just to get us introduced to Unity itself. The second two images on your screen now are two assets that I had got commissioned for by a friend of mine for a little space game out there when you shoot asteroids, which was made in STL code. And the dissertation project proposal that I have come up with, well, by the images you see here, which you see here is, do loot boxes cause people to have a gambling addiction later on in life? The reason why I have personally chosen this as my proposal is because I've seen people not close to me, seen good people suffer and lose a lot of money because they got addicted to open loot boxes, and which gave them quite a hard addiction to gambling itself. I think this is a bad thing, and I think people need to know more information about this in general. How would I achieve to get this proposal there? Well, firstly, it'll be done by a lot of research. There are thousands of news reports, articles, and websites out there that discuss it, and I'm only trying to bring some light to these discussions. Also, I would need to also ask people personally about this problem. So that means going out to the public and just talking to them and doing stuff for them, like asking for them to help me do a questionnaire or answering a questionnaire about this topic. Second one would be understanding. I think I'm quite well known into this proposal itself, but I always need to expand my understanding of it so I can improve myself a bit. So I can improve myself so I can give a more fair and more unbiased report on it. And the final way would be through a prototype itself. With this, I could probably make a little prototype in Unity that would allow me to personally show what the problems could be and how they could be solved or do that solve. Yeah, solve. Sorry about that. Aims and objectives. With the aims and objectives, these are going to be the ways that I will answer the question that was the proposal that I was given, or I chose for myself, I should say. The first one is to see how much does the game industry make from loot boxes over the last financial year of writing this. This is be important because if we know how much these businesses make, we will know why they still go with them and how they affect their business practice. The next one is simple. It is how do these game mechanics of loot boxes affect people? Do they harm them? Do these help people out? Something like that, like how do these affect people in a negative and a positive way combined? Now I want to see what is being done about this. How are governments and how are people in high power doing to stop this? Are they putting new laws in to affect them? Are they rewriting laws so loot boxes can be counted as slot machines or those types of form of gambling? I see how this can take place for the future, which ties us into this. Our fourth and final aim, I was saying how has this already affected people in my generation and what could be the potential impact for future generations if the proper rules have not been placed. Again, here's the images I use, and here's where you can find where I got these images. The methodology. This is just a basic image of what I was going to go through for methodology. But we use this to help us overcome a proposal that we set out, that I set out for myself, so I could get a better understanding on this. The first one is to define the project or define the dissertation proposal we were given. With this, it means that we can help, means we can narrow it down to a certain area, or be able to give, or if we want to be more general, we could talk about it all. The second, after we've done that, would be to conduct the research that would be required to get to do the proposal itself. That means doing a lot of online research, looking around, and even doing some primary research in asking people for doing some questionnaires, taking surveys, or doing some interviews altogether. Finally, is after collecting all the information that the research has provided and analyzing that information itself, we could then we'll write out the proposal itself with evidence in it to back both sides of the story, of the question, to then give a proper logical question that could answer the proposal. Again, here's the source link for the image. And now, thank you for listening. Normally, I would say I'll take any questions, but as this is a recording, I would hope that you have a mighty fine day.